Hey everybody, Travis Holzem of Food Forest Abundance, Minnesota, and coming to you from Apple Valley in my basement. I just finished setting up my deep water culture bucket system, and I built a frame to hang my lights, and I'm also going to use it as a string trellis for tomatoes and peppers. And if you don't know what a string trellis is, so you build just basically it looks like an N, you know, basically it's or upside down horseshoe, but squared off. And from the cross brace, you hang a string and basically wrap it around the tomato vine, and basically it will start trellising up. You can train it to trellis up the string. I might go back and forth also just to provide a little more stability, but I haven't decided that yet, which I have plenty of time because I haven't planted yet. I just fired it up for the first time since I got it set up, and everything's running great. I'm going to turn around and show you. Here we go. There's my system here. It's all set up. I forgot how long my lights were, so I didn't create the frame quite wide enough or long enough for the lights, so I'm gonna get new lights anyway, some smaller ones, and that's that. And then we're gonna run the strings, just to run an eye hook here, and then you run a string straight down for each plant, tomato plant, and then it will trellis right up. I might go sideways a couple of times on the way up, like I said, for more stability, but I don't know. But here we are. Basically this is about, oh, I got a little leak. Let's see. I might have a little leak in my system. That's right, I got plenty of hose left over. I can splice that up. But anyway, there's you can see the water coming out, and then you can adjust this to just a little, tighten it up. See how you can get just a little drip. Otherwise you can just open it up for a nice flow, and then that drips in below, and there's the bubbler, and every one of those bubbles that pops is splashing on the roots of the plants, and just like that, and it all comes out of there. That cardboard is wet from me, not from a leak in the system. But there you go. And these here, you can turn this off, and that will stop the flow from here into the bottom of here. So now, when I filled it up the first time, I filled it up with about 4.5 gallons, and within a minute of turning these on, all of that water ended up in the bottom of these equally, each one of these 6 buckets equally, and now the bubbler's working fine, and all the drips are working fine. See that? Yep, they're all working fine. And we got the pebbles in there. Now I just have to start some seedlings, and that's that. I'm going to plant some seeds under these lights, under a little dome today, and hopefully in about a week I will have them in these buckets with the roots starting to take hold. And like I said, everything's on a timer. The bubbler stays on all the time, and I usually have the drippers running all the time, but I'm going to do a little more studying into that and see if I should just run that on a timer but it's going to be wet all the time anyway. It's growing in water, so once them roots get into the water, you really don't need the bubbler or the bubblers in the bottom anymore, but it does keep good aeration and oxygen in the water, and it keeps moving those nutrients and sprinkling those nutrients up through the roots and then also from the top. And there's my other shelving setups. They're going to be full of plants here soon. There's my mess. And I didn't put any thought into this. I just have some wood out in my garage so I just set this up really quick. I think it probably took me about a half an hour to put this together. And like I said, no thought into it. I probably could have thought it out much better and came up with a better plan, but I think it's gonna work fine. And that's that. I think I might have made that mess because I don't see it leaking anymore. All right, that's the 5-gallon deep water culture bucket system. And if you saw my earlier video, I actually am selling these systems on my website right now at foodforestabundancemn.com. And if you live within 75 miles of Minneapolis, St. Paul, downtown areas, I will actually even come and set these bucket systems up for you. And then basically the only thing you have to worry about is what you want to grow in them. And you could even start that ahead of time. So, depending on what you want to grow. And then when I come to set these up, you put them in right away. But like I said, foodforestabundancemn.com, and I will put a link under this video to the page where you can actually buy these, and then also have the setup service if you live within 75 miles of downtown Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul. And also, this winter I will be designing and installing indoor systems. So if you want to start growing cannabis, or you have an extra room in your basement, or you have room in your garage, or you have a greenhouse, or a pole barn, or a warehouse, or something, and you want to start an indoor grow system this winter so you can grow food all winter, I will design a system for you and install it for you and get it up and running. And then it's either up to you, or you can have me maintain that for you on a weekly or monthly basis. So just, whatever we can do to help you get your grow system up and running and have you growing food through the winter. But that's it for me today. Once I start getting this room filled up with all of my, a lot of my outdoor tropicals that I grow, and citrus, lemons, limes. Actually, my lemons are starting to turn yellow right now, so I'm excited about that. Excuse me, sorry about that. There's a little dust down here. But I have a pomegranate tree and I have fig trees that I'm going to be bringing down. 3 fig trees, and they all have figs on them, and they're probably not going to ripen up outside before it's too late, and it starts, the first frost comes and then ruins everything. So I will be bringing those in here over the next week or two. I gotta check the forecast and see what the weather's going to be like. But I'm also going to have one whole shelf of microgreens, and I will be selling microgreens by the package, 32-ounce packages of all different types of microgreens. And I will also, in the Twin Cities Metro, I will deliver them to you, and each order will be custom grown for you. So as soon as you order, we will plant your microgreens, and within 10 days we will harvest them and deliver fresh microgreens right to your door. And I don't know how you can get any better than that. If you own a restaurant, we can provide microgreens for you, all types of microgreens, and we can grow them custom just for you. So get in touch with me. I will have the microgreens on the website soon. I'm still trying to get that all set up, and I have to get my grow room set up for the microgreens. I've been working outside all summer, but that's going to come to a close here when the ground freezes. So I have to start my winter business, and this winter's all about growing indoors, indoor setups, and selling designs for next spring. So we can design your backyard, your lake home. If you have an apartment complex, if you are a rental real estate or a rental property owner, add a food forest on all your properties and make your property not only more valuable, but people are going to love it. They're going to want to live in your place because you provide abundance. You're going to save them trips to the grocery store that they're not going to have to make, because all their food, all their fruits and vegetables will be growing right outside, and they will help you maintain it. You know, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. And, you know, once people see you doing it, everyone else is going to say, wow, I want to do that too. And before you know it, we got food growing everywhere, and we solve all of the world's biggest problems. You know, we've solved food insecurity in the cities. You know, people can get off of government assistance because they're not going to be, you know, there's going to be food all over their neighborhoods and everywhere, all year round, even in the winter months in Minnesota, because I am going to put up greenhouses around the Twin Cities Metro and provide food year round in all of these food deserts, so everyone gets the same quality food, same nutritious, healthy food without all the poisons and without all the chemicals and the GMOs and everything from factory farming. And it's time to get off the broken system and start growing our own food. And you don't hear politicians talking about growing food, do you? No, they want to keep getting more tax dollars so we can go fight a war we don't have to be fighting. I don't give a shit what your views are on Ukraine. I think it's wrong. I'm a former Marine, a Desert Storm veteran, and what we did in Kuwait was wrong. Looking back in history, but I was 19 years old. I didn't know any difference. 18, 19. I didn't know how corrupt our government actually was. And now I know, because it's happening before our eyes. And it doesn't matter what your political views are, whether you wear red glasses or blue glasses. I don't wear either, so I don't care. I think you're both stupid for following these two wings of the same bird that keep telling you the same stories that don't come true. And then you keep voting for these idiots. And now you got two guys that should be in a fucking nursing home. And one is president, one was president, and now they both want to be president. And it's no good for everybody. No good for anybody, no good for everybody. But anyway, that's my little rant at the end here. But I'm all about everybody growing their own food without government involvement, because government does not solve problems. They create problems, and then they ask for money for the solutions, but they never provide one. It's just doesn't work. Look at Hawaii. They're doing a great job there, aren't they? Anyway, that's it for me. Grow food, people. It's time. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.